Hi, this is Laura Parma and you're watching the Contemplations of Attention today. And I honestly believe attention is kind of an art form and something to be cultivated. And today I'm exploring why it is so. Why can it make us feel so gloriously happy and so miserable at times? William James said, "My experience is what I agree to attend to. Only those items which I notice will shape my mind." And the philosopher Terence McKenna echoed him by saying, "We become what we behold." And he's right, because whenever we lend our attention to something, we let it take over our entire cognitive machinery. So because our neurons focus and wire as a function of what we focus on, then it literally gets built up inside our mind. And that's only what happens for perception, because once we perceive something, then our brain interprets it. And it is filtered out through the impression we have through our senses, and it's measured against our past experience, the language we speak, the cultural value we have, how we've been raised, what we lived in the past. And all these is a very thick layer of biases that we apply against what we actually see. So effectively, whenever we build our reality in our brain, it's kind of a virtual reality. It's extremely subjective. And that's kind of the magic of perceiving as a human being, because there is then so much we can apply when we filter and we can tweak those perceptions. If all realities are kind of colored and virtual, then it's kind of unsurprising that well-being is highly dependent upon management of attention. Our capacity to steer the spotlights of awareness and decide where to allocate it is fundamental, and it's what I like to call stewardship of internal life. And when we learn how to take control over what we pay attention to, then we become a little bit more of architects of inner experience. And not only is it a beautiful springboard for peace of mind and calm, it's also a little bit of a more editorial and directorial hand over the movie that is going on into our minds. That's essentially why I contemplate. I contemplate because it's an exercise where I try to pose a fresh look on everything that is coming my way. And it keeps the experience fresh and it allows me to design it a little bit more. And that's why I invite you to question how you pose your attention on this world, because it's so powerful. It holds so much of how we create the mental model, and then it informs how we feel and how happy or how depressed or how much joy and well-being we can infuse into this life. So to recap, attention is our treasure. It is the birthplace of mindful presence and self-knowledge, self-awareness and charisma. It is the fabric of our virtual realities. It is the manufacture of our inner movie. It is where emotional intelligence takes place. It is where cognitive flexibility and psychological performance from flow and focus happen. But most importantly, it is the center of the whole self-help industry and psychology. The whole point of these industries is to unhinge us from our rigid worldview or identity. It is simply to provoke a shift in perspective and make us see the world under a different light. So that's it. That's me for today. Attention is an art form and contemplation is my paintbrush. And I'm very sure you have your own way to make your reality and tweak it to design a life that you absolutely love. So please tell me what it is under there, or just tell me whatever was useful about this video, and I'll do more of whatever was useful for you. And I'll see you next week. I'll talk about what the hell it is that we call well-being to begin with, or happiness.